How do I know that there is no condemnation for me? It is because I see the Spirit of God at work in me. Listen, friends, the necessary complement to forgiveness of sin is a release from the power of sin. It's like the other side of the salvation coin. If heads is freedom from the penalty of sin, then tails is freedom from the power of sin. If you are forgiven, you will be changed. If Jesus' death has released you from the penalty of sin so that there's no condemnation, then Jesus' Spirit, his resurrection life, starts to release you from the power of sin. And the two are always going to go together. This was illustrated in the life of Jesus through the miracles where he would heal people. And sometimes in those miracles, he would say something honestly kind of strange. Somebody would be brought to him that was lame. They couldn't walk. And Jesus would say to them, your sins are forgiven. Now rise, take up your bed and walk. And it's a little bit of an odd coupling because they hadn't mentioned anything about their sins. Why does Jesus bring up their sins? It's because these miracles are illustrating salvation. When Jesus forgives your sins, then you will begin to rise up and walk spiritually. And if that is not happening in you, it is doubtful that he has forgiven you either. So that is my question for you. It is awesome that your sins have been forgiven, but the question is, are you walking? I have bemoaned to you before the question we always use to determine if somebody's saved. The question we always ask, if you died tonight, do you know for sure that God would let you into heaven? Now listen, that's a great question. It's a great question and you should have the right answer for it. The right answer for it is if you were to die tonight and God were to say, why should I let you into heaven? The only answer is because Jesus paid my sin debt in full and because he said there's no condemnation, therefore there is no reason not to accept me in heaven because Jesus paid it all. All right, so it's an important question, but equally important with that question is this other question, and that is not if you died tonight, but if you get up tomorrow, is your life going to be different because the Spirit of Jesus is inside you? Are you up walking? Right? You prayed and asked Jesus to come into your heart and pay for your sins. That's great. But did you let him come in and take over your heart? Right? He said your sins are forgiven, but did you rise, take up your bed and walk?